everybody. It's Melissa, the Improv Sophisticate. Good morning. I am wearing my robe, as you can see, and I kind of like it because it's very cozy. It's getting cooler here in Vegas, and it's just a wonderful place to live. Once it starts to cool down, it's like, oh God, that's why I moved here. Gorgeous. So anyway, hi. I want to talk to you guys today about something that I'm going to just keep in the line of the kind of like Christian thinking stuff, because it's something that, I don't know, it just has a couple of bon mots. That means good words en français. So, okay. Do unto others is what I want to talk to, and I want to talk to you about that in terms of improv. And primarily, it's actually more in the acting part of being an improviser. I'm sure it applies all across the board, but for acting and for actors, nervousness is a big deal, and for improvisers, and really for anybody, nervousness is something that comes up and manifests itself differently in different personalities. For me, I'm just the classic, my hands shake, my palms get sweaty, my heart rate goes up, and I get nervous, and I have to be honest, I don't get flustered, which is kind of, I guess, a good thing, but like I would trade it. I'd rather be like flustered internally where no one can see it than have these like external symptoms of nervousness going on. Hate that. I'm sure that people who get flustered, though, might feel differently. They're probably like, I can't think, I was too nervous. So this will definitely apply to you folks. I have a recommend. It's a particular to improv because we do so much teamwork. And I want to talk about how doing unto others has helped me. I haven't been nervous in a long time when I perform. Watch, next time I get on stage, I'm going to be all, but, I don't get that nervous when I perform, I guess because it just feels more in my wheelhouse. I get nervous about other things. I got very nervous when I first joined my choir. I get nervous when I do solos for singing. I get super nervous. That's probably my most nerve-wracking area in life. I don't get nervous when I am encountering strangers or interacting with people, but I do get nervous when I'm like at a workplace and I feel like I'm being judged. I think nervousness, a big part of it is about us feeling like we're being judged. So that's why I think to do unto others, just like kind of golden rule of life, is so great for when we are getting caught up in that business of being nervous. What's really taking place is we are being concerned about how we look. And if we're concerned about how we look, we are, if you really dig down deep, we're being kind of self-absorbed. We're thinking about ourselves, which, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all about that. We need to take care of ourselves. But if we're feeling self-conscious, self-aware and self-conscious are a little bit different things. I mean, technically, I have trouble because I'm so literal with semantics. I'm like super literal. But I think when we use the term self-conscious, we're referring to feeling nervous about our self-awareness. That's what usually we mean when we say that phrase. I mean, technically, if we are self-conscious, that's a good thing. We should be conscious of ourselves. We shouldn't be like unconscious and just, letting shit come out of our mouth with no filter and just, totally being irresponsible. We need to be conscious of ourselves, but we don't need to be nervous about that consciousness. So that's the first thing I wanted to point out, was that if you can start to kind of like split those concepts into like two things, am I self-conscious or am I nervous? Sometimes just self-observation can pull the nervousness away, because instead of being nervous, you just get focused. But sometimes that can backfire. So I would say experiment with that. See what type of person you are. Check in with where you're at on that any given particular day. But when I started teaching improv, I became nervous about the teaching part. I'm not nervous to stand in front of people. I'm not nervous to talk in front of this camera. I'm not nervous to talk to people. I'm not nervous to let my ideas out. I'm not insecure about who I am and what I have to say. There's lots of things I'm unsure about, but I'm not insecure, so therefore I am secure enough to be able to say, I'm not sure about that, or I don't know where I stand on that issue, or I'm ambivalent about that issue because I feel like this, but then yet I feel like that. That's me. I'm ambivalent all the fucking time. I'm so middle of the line, and I'm always like, well, let's look from the other point of view and be fair to that other point of view. Blech. I know it's boring, but it's just who I am. It's the way I roll. I can't really do much about it except just be genuine about who I am. I can just continue to explore that, and eventually I do land on an opinion in certain areas, but I don't land super hard. Anyway, that's personal to me. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure some of you guys have similar ideas in that area. But what I really want to talk about and stay focused on is this concept of doing unto others. When you show up for an audition, what if you think to yourself, and this is something I came across and totally worked for me, kids, so I'm sharing it, I'm gifting it to you. In the vein of do unto others, I want to give you guys something. When I think about, I'm going to a commercial audition, let's say, if I'm on my way there and I think about the people who work there, that they want to cast something today, that, that somebody wants to sell the product or the service or to, whatever. I think of what they need. But in that big picture way, I can minimize my role to just my role. And then it doesn't seem so overwhelming, like the whole world depends on this, the 2, 3, 5 minutes I might be in a room with some people. But if I think on a very heartfelt level, that works for me. And so when I'm on my way anywhere, I always say a little prayer, and my prayer is something in the vein of, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys what it is. What the heck, I say, I'm driving, and I say, okay, Lord, thank you for the opportunity to do this thing with so and such people. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for my car. I pray for protection and favor, that you could get me there safely and that you could get me there on time. And I really want to just open myself up and surrender myself to you, Lord, that you would please just use me for whoever needs me today in whatever way that they need. Even if it's something I don't know, I pray that you would help me today to only say the things that you would have me say and do the things that you would have me do. And that everybody that I meet today, that I will have something to give them that perhaps they need, and that you could speak through me and use me, Lord. I ask that you would use me for the benefit of others today. And I thank you. I thank you, Lord. I thank you so much for everything. And then I, go in that direction for a little bit. Then I put on some sweet jams, and I usually dance a little bit on my way to my destination. So that is my little piece of do unto others. When I go into something that might make me nervous, whether it's a show, whether it's a rehearsal, whatever it is, I pull the focus off myself and I put it onto the other people. And it's genuine to me. So that's part of why it works for me. I don't want to be alone in this world. And I want God to use other people to get to me and to help me. And I want to be available for that. Hi, use me. I'm available for that. Fill this vessel with whatever is good for somebody else today. And when I do that, then I just let go and I release. And I don't feel like I have to do very much except just, lug this body into the location, and then, spirit just overtakes. Might sound weird, might sound shishi frou-frou. Maybe, just maybe, there's like 1 or 2 people out in the world that'll go, yes, that actually speaks to me. And for you couple of people, hi, nice to meet you. All right, click like if you like the video, subscribe for more videos like this, and improv talk, life talk. Sometimes it's much more technical in stage work, and sometimes it's just much more, whoa, like today was. Okay, I love you guys. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.